All right, I got a question on print on demand and a tool that I use for it called Vectorizer. So what Vectorizer essentially is it rips designs from the actual t-shirt or the picture or wherever, right? So what it does is, in the past, to get a design, like to get, for example, this little, Under Armour symbol off this shirt, you would have to cut it out in Photoshop, or you'd have to pay a graphic designer to do it for you. Now, obviously, with print on demand, we're talking about like designs of an actual t-shirt, so they're a little bit bigger and more intricate, but you used to have to either pay an arm and a leg for each design or do it yourself in a software like Photoshop, which takes a ton of time or, a decent amount of money if you're scaling up and have a lot of listings. So what Vectorizer does is it isolates each individual color. Even if there's, in this shirt, there's like 2 colors, on some shirts, there's like 30 different colors, right? So it isolates the colors in the actual shirt and then allows you to hide certain colors. So what that functions basically as is it lets you rip the design out of the shirt, take the design out of the background of the shirt, and then put it transparently on whatever you want, right? So whether that's a bag, a mug, a t-shirt, a hoodie, whatever, right? And so it's a really valuable tool that saves time and money for print-on-demand sellers. This person's question was, so basically it rips these designs and then don't you have to face like copyright or intellectual property? So yes, it rips the designs very, very easily, but also no, you don't have to face intellectual property or copyright, because I'm not recommending that you just steal the design, right? I'm not saying go to Etsy or go to Amazon and rip the design out of the shirt and then use it yourself. What I'm saying is, find other, like regardless of whether it's Etsy print on demand or TikTok shop or Amazon or whatever, what you want to do in most cases is find what's proven, find what's already working for other people, and then don't copy that 100%, right? That's the nuance. You want to use that, you want to emulate it, you want to model it, because you know it's already working on that platform to actually turn people on that platform into customers, and then use that and put your own spin on it, right? It might be 95% of that design. It might be, 90% of that design. It might have just been inspiration for you to use that same, text or that same language or whatever it is, or that same hook for a TikTok video. For print on demand, what I would say is take that design, take it into ChatGPT or Copilot or wherever, and say, hey, this is a successful design that's selling really well on Etsy right now. I would like to make something similar. Can you give me 10 ideas? And then have literally ChatGPT create them for you. It will do that. And then rip those designs. Now you know that you have something very similar. In most cases, sometimes it can be improved. And then you take their SEO, you take their title, you take their description, their tags, you improve upon them too. And now you have a design that you know is proven, has sold in the past, and is proven to sell on that platform. You've improved the design, you've improved the description and the SEO and the title and everything and the tags. And now, do you have something that's foolproof, that's gonna 100% get sales? No. But what I like to always say is you're further up the metaphorical building, right? So if the top of the Empire State Building is success and you're on the bottom floor, rather than guessing and creating your own designs and starting from like floor 1 or 2 or 3 and trying to climb all the way up to success, you could just start at like floor 60 or floor 80 by taking other people's proven designs that are already selling, in this case, Etsy print on demand, but this is applicable to wherever, and then start further up the runway, because you know that that is already proven to sell and work on the platform. So no, it's not a guaranteed, success pill, but it's a much, much, much higher likelihood that it does work out and does sell. And if you do that consistently and you're modeling what's already working, you have a much higher likelihood to succeed much quicker, right? Not a guarantee, just further up on the metaphorical, building towards success. So give that a shot. Hope that helps.